Alright, so let's explore working with the shear tool. Okay, so like the other transformation tools, it's very similar. We select the object, we find the axis that we want to transform it from, and then we input the type or the amount of the transformation. I just wanted to show you guys that with your white arrow tool that you can actually transform these objects in a very similar manner. So in this case I clicked on the segment of this rectangle and I'm holding down on the mouse and I'm basically performing the shear transformation by moving that segment up and down on the axis. If I hold down on the shift key, it will maintain its 90-degree angle. So just know there are ways of doing a lot of this just using your white arrow tool. Problem is it isn't exact and you don't have as much control as you would through the manual input. So I'll go ahead and do Command Z on that. So I'll keep this object selected and there is no shortcut for the shear tool. I'm going to go ahead and select the shape with the black arrow and then I need to find the shear tool. It's located where the scale tool is in the same group of tools. I'll go ahead and click on that axis point in the center of this rectangle and then I'll go ahead and play around with some angles and just see what it does. So in this case it's shearing on the horizontal axis and I can see what kind of extreme angles I can get. So based on the template we actually need to shear in the vertical axis direction. I'm going to go ahead and click OK because I performed an operation it couldn't calculate. So I'll go ahead and choose the vertical axis and now I will start to adjust this shear angle. So I'll go ahead and put the shear angle at 330 degrees and you can see that's about approximate with what we have on our template. If I wanted to, I could choose a custom angle to shear from that center point and it would give me all kinds of different transformations on this shape. I'm just going to stick with the vertical axis and hit copy. So let's go ahead and play around with using the shear tool in a more practical method. So I'm going to go ahead and select this group of shapes right here. So I'll do a marquee selection on all of those objects. So I'm going to go ahead and group them so that as I select them they stay together, and then I'll come over here to the shear tool. I'm going to click once on the shear tool and I want to shear these from this bottom axis right here. So I'll go ahead and just find any point along that bottom axis and I will hold down on the Alt key and click. So before we are working on the vertical axis, so it's shearing it up and down, I want to shear this from side to side. So I'm going to choose the horizontal axis. And this time I'm going to move this dial indicator in the other direction. And I'm going to go for an effect as though these grasses are getting blown over. So you can see the more that I add to that angle, the more they're going to distort at that shear angle. I like that. I'll click OK, and then I'll hit the V key for my black arrow. I'll go ahead and just move those into the artboard. So that's the basic rundown of using